Well, hey there, folks. So I got the 17-inch light bar there. I got it all installed, all wired up. I went ahead and made my own harness, and I'll show you how I did that. I just didn't want one of the store-bought ones. They're just kind of sloppy in my opinion. So let me show you what I got going on here. All right, now don't judge me on the battery because that's how these things come. They're pretty sloppy from the factory. The only thing that's added here is the winch. So you'll see the big positive here and the big negative here. Okay, so that's been added for the winch with the 3 circuit breakers. So that's mandatory going to the battery. Now, what I would have done if I was going to run more accessories, like let's say I was going to run rock lights, reverse lights, you know, I don't know, maybe other things that required a switch to turn on and off. What I would have done, I would have mounted a separate fuse block directly off the battery, and then I would have went off of that fuse block. But on this Jeep, the only 2 things that I've added are the winch and the light bar, and that's it. I'm not going to add any more accessories to here. So anyways, so here's the light bar positive running right off a factory point right here. It is fused, you know, within like 6 inches of the battery. And then you see the wire loom going over that way. Okay, stand by. And then there's a light bar there. It's all loomed and it all runs underneath. And I'll try to show you how I ran it. You can see that clean wire loom right there. Comes up right there. There's the wire loom from the battery running over there. And you can see how I made a nice T, put it together right there. Let me show you why I did that, what I got going on here. Okay, so I got the side cover off right there for the side of the dash right here. And there's my wires coming in. What I've got there is I've got a battery hot coming in. I've got a trigger wire coming in to give to, basically the trigger wire runs to the switch I installed right here. And then the trigger wire runs to the relay, which is right here. I installed a relay. So off the relay, you have a positive hot battery wire. That's the one coming from the battery. You have a trigger wire. That's the one that's going to engage the relay. You have a ground, and then you have the load, which is going out to the light bar. So anyways, that's where I put my relay. You can see how it's all wired nice and neat and clean right there. There's a switch I put in right there. I wanted a different style of switch. That's really the only one I could find, so it'll work right there, and it does illuminate when it's lit up. I'll show you that here in a minute. And what I did for the trigger wire is I didn't want this to operate unless my driving lights were on, you know, just the running lights. So I actually wired into this circuit right here. So this won't turn on unless my driving lights are on. That's how I decided to do it. All right, so you can see this is all back in here. So basically the way it's going to work is when you turn your running lights on, I'll show you out here. So you'll be able to see the running lights come on. And then when I flip the switch on the dash, it'll engage the light bar. And if I leave the light bar on and I turn the running lights off, it'll turn everything off, and it'll turn everything on. I'll show you that right here. So that turns everything off, that turns it on, or you can do it independently. Now the light bar is off, this operates the running lights like normal. So that's the way I decided to do it. I just think it's clean and it's more factory-like, and that's what works for me. I really didn't want to cut into my dash anywhere, but I figured this was the best spot right up here, out of the way. Works pretty good for me there. All right, so let me know what you think. Overall, I think it turned out real clean. I think the winch is real clean in there. And the light bar is real clean. I was originally going to install the light bar up here. That's where I had it on my other TJ, but then I started thinking, you know, this winch sits down low in this bumper. You can see it really sits down low, and the purpose of this design is so that you still have airflow. The only thing blocking anything is this little box, and that's hardly anything. So if I were to put the winch up here, the light bar, that just would have been a whole bunch of more airflow being deflected from going through the AC condenser and the radiator and the transmission cooler and all that. So I figure this is just a better design to put it down there. And I didn't like it there at first, but now I think it kind of cleans it up. Kind of looks good there. Let me show it to you when it's on. Okay, so there it is when it's on. And I don't know if it shows, but it's plenty bright. It puts out a lot of light there. And you know, the alternator's not running, so I'm sure it would be even better when the alternator was spinning up. But you can see the light it puts out right there. Hey folks, thanks for watching. That's all I did. Let me know what you guys think.